Faith is not a passive hope, nor is it a whimsical desire for good fortune. Faith is a tangible force, the inner voice that drives a man or woman forward when the path is choked with obstacles and lined with doubt. Faith, in its purest form, is belief without evidence, conviction without guarantee, determination without immediate reward. It is the hand that lifts you when the world would see you fall, the fire that burns within long after others have turned to ash. When you set out on any great journey, the excitement at the beginning is electric. Your dreams are fresh, your energy is high, and the world seems filled with possibilities. But as the road stretches out, as challenges arise, as unexpected burdens mount, many falter. They lose their enthusiasm. They begin to question whether the vision they once held so dearly was nothing more than a childish fantasy. It is here, at this critical juncture, where faith reveals its true worth. Without faith, the smallest setback becomes an excuse. Without faith, the first sign of defeat feels like a death sentence. Without faith, the tiniest whisper of failure grows into a deafening roar that drowns out all ambition. But with faith, every stumbling block is seen not as a defeat, but as a lesson. Every hardship is an opportunity for growth. Every trial is a necessary shaping of the spirit for something greater to come. Faith is not meant to remove the difficulty. It is not a magical key that unlocks an effortless path. Rather, it is the fuel that keeps you moving when the nights are longest and the mornings offer no guarantee of success. Faith does not promise that you will avoid pain. It promises that the pain has a purpose. Faith is the assurance that if you continue to press forward, if you refuse to surrender, if you persist even when everything within you screams to quit, you will reach the prize that was ordained for you from the very beginning. There are those who will mock your faith. They will tell you to be realistic, to accept defeat, to lower your expectations. They are not evil, they are simply operating within the limits of their own understanding. They measure life by what they see, by what they can touch, by what appears possible in the moment. They do not realize that every towering mountain was once a shifting sea, that every great invention was once dismissed as foolishness, that every empire was once a dream in the mind of a single individual who refused to let go. Faith demands that you believe not just in the possibility of success, but in the certainty of it. Not because you are entitled to it, not because you are better than others, but because the very act of persistence shapes you into the kind of person who can bear the weight of success. Without faith, persistence is impossible. No one endures the long nights, the painful defeats, the humiliating setbacks without a deep, unshakable belief that it all matters, that it all leads somewhere, that it will all be worth it. True faith sees beyond current circumstances. True faith recognizes that appearances are often deceiving. A barren field today can become a field of harvest tomorrow. A broken heart today can become a wellspring of compassion tomorrow. A lost opportunity today can become the foundation for an empire tomorrow. But only if you persist, only if you refuse to let temporary appearances dictate your permanent reality. Persistence, fueled by faith, transforms. It turns weakness into strength, ignorance into wisdom, defeat into victory. It forges a character that can withstand the storms that tear weaker souls apart. It molds a person into a vessel capable of carrying the blessings that are yet unseen. Without faith, none of this is possible. Without faith, you will find every reason to quit when success is just around the corner. Faith is not a luxury. It is not an optional accessory to the journey of success. It is the cornerstone, the essential foundation without which the entire structure collapses. You cannot expect to endure the trials without it. You cannot expect to overcome the inevitable defeats without it. You cannot expect to achieve the greatness that is your birthright without it. Faith, real faith, is action. It is movement. It is the daily decision to believe when every outer condition tells you not to. The measure of your faith is revealed not when things are easy, but when things are hardest. Anyone can believe when the sun is shining and the crowds are cheering. True faith is shown when you walk alone, when your pockets are empty, when your plans are in ruins, and still you say to yourself, I will not give up. I will not turn back. I will not be denied. When you understand that faith is the cornerstone of persistence, you begin to see your trials differently. You recognize that each setback is simply a test, a sharpening of your resolve, a preparation for the blessings you are being shaped to receive. The road may be long, the nights may be dark, the losses may be painful, but with faith, you know deep within your soul that you have not been brought this far to fail. Adversity is not your enemy. It is not the destroyer of dreams nor the killer of ambition. Adversity is the refining fire through which all great souls must pass. It is the shaping force that strips away weakness, purifies intention, and reveals the strength hidden within you. Every adversity, no matter how painful, no matter how devastating, carries within it a seed of equal or even greater benefit than the hardship itself. But the seed is not handed to you fully grown. It must be recognized. It must be cultivated. It must be brought to life through your courage, your perseverance, and your unwavering belief that nothing happens without purpose. When adversity strikes, the natural impulse is to shrink back, to curse your fate, to wonder why the road must be so hard. This is a temptation that has claimed the dreams of millions. They see only the surface of adversity, the pain, the loss, the humiliation, and they fail to look deeper. They fail to see that hidden beneath the surface of every difficulty lies an opportunity so powerful that it could change the course of their lives forever if only they had the courage to uncover it. The world you live in today was built by those who refused to accept adversity as the final word. Every great invention, every towering business empire, every social revolution was born not out of ease, but out of hardship. The Wright brothers faced ridicule and repeated failure before their dreams of flight took to the skies. Thomas Edison famously failed thousands of times before he found the right filament for the light bulb. Every stumble, every failure, every moment of darkness planted within them the seed of knowledge, of experience, of resilience that ultimately bore fruit. You must understand that adversity is the universe's way of asking, how badly do you want it? It is a test of resolve, a forging of character, a necessary crucible in the process of achievement. If your goals were handed to you without struggle, they would mean nothing. They would build nothing within you. They would prepare you for nothing greater. It is adversity that makes the prize worth having. The seed of benefit hidden within adversity is not always immediately visible. Often it reveals itself only to those who persist, who refuse to be blinded by pain, who keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. It may come disguised as a new insight, a deeper strength, an unexpected opportunity, or a powerful lesson that prevents even greater failures in the future. It may come disguised as a redirection, steering you away from a path that would have led to ruin and guiding you instead toward something far greater than you had imagined. To find the seed, you must train your mind to ask different questions. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Instead of asking, "How can I escape this pain?" ask, "How can I grow because of this pain?" Instead of surrendering to bitterness, surrender to the process of transformation. This is the mindset that transforms victims into victors, that turns temporary defeat into everlasting triumph. The seed within adversity demands something of you. It demands patience when everything within you wants to rush. It demands faith when there is no evidence yet to support it. It demands persistence when quitting would be far easier. It demands that you believe, even when every outward sign says you should not. Those who find the seed, those who nurture it and give it life, are the ones who rise above the masses and achieve what others call impossible. Every adversity, no matter how large or how small, carries the potential to be the turning point of your life. The bankruptcy you fear may lead you to discover a hidden talent that births a new empire. The rejection you dread may drive you to refine your skills until no one can deny your greatness. The failure you mourn may teach you a lesson so profound that it becomes the foundation of all your future successes. But none of this will happen if you allow adversity to defeat you. None of this will happen if you sit and wallow in self-pity. The seed only grows for those who act. Life does not punish you through adversity. Life challenges you through adversity. It asks you to reach higher, to dig deeper, to rise stronger than you ever thought possible. Those who answer this call discover that the adversity they once cursed becomes the blessing they now cherish. They realize that without the struggle, they would have remained ordinary. It is adversity that calls forth the extraordinary within you. The stronger the adversity, the greater the seed of benefit. The harsher the trial, the more powerful the lesson. The more painful the loss, the more profound the future gain. But you must believe it. You must look for it. You must refuse to surrender until you find it. Definiteness of purpose is not merely an idea or a vague ambition. It is the lifeblood of achievement. It is the clear, burning desire that gives structure to your thoughts, direction to your efforts, and meaning to your life. Without a definite purpose, you are like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly wherever the winds of circumstance choose to blow you. With a definite purpose, you become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, charting your own course through the storms and uncertainties of life. The moment you fix your mind upon a definite purpose, you align yourself with the creative forces of the universe. You tap into a power greater than yourself, a current of energy that carries you toward the realization of your vision. This is no accident. This is divine direction at work. When you decide with absolute clarity who you intend to become, what you intend to achieve, and what price you are willing to pay, unseen forces begin to cooperate with your efforts. Opportunities that once seemed hidden are revealed. Resources that once seemed beyond reach are drawn to you. People you never knew existed suddenly appear to assist you on your journey. Definiteness of purpose gives you the strength to say no to distractions, to resist the seductive pull of short-term pleasures that lead nowhere. It focuses your energy, sharpens your will, and disciplines your mind. Without it, you are vulnerable to every temptation, every criticism, every doubt that seeks to derail you. With it, you are immune to the chaos around you because you have already made the most important decision of your life. You know where you are going. Many people stumble through life hoping that something good will happen to them, that success will fall into their lap, that fate will somehow favor them without their own determined effort. They are victims of chance because they have never taken the time to define what they truly want. They have never committed themselves to a single, all-consuming aim. As a result, their energies are scattered, their talents wasted, and their lives marked by frustration and regret. No man or woman can achieve greatness without first achieving clarity of purpose. Definiteness of purpose acts as a magnet to your mind. It pulls your scattered thoughts into a cohesive force, a force so strong that it bends circumstances to your will. It turns dreams into plans and plans into realities. When your purpose is definite, your subconscious mind begins to work on your behalf night and day, seeking ways to turn your desire into tangible results. Ideas flow more freely. Solutions to problems appear more rapidly. Your enthusiasm becomes contagious, drawing others to support and aid you in ways you could never have orchestrated on your own. Purpose transforms ordinary labor into inspired action. It turns menial tasks into steps on the ladder to greatness. It gives meaning to sacrifice and patience to endurance. When you are driven by a clear and definite goal, No setback can defeat you for long. No failure can dissuade you permanently. Obstacles become challenges to be overcome, not excuses to retreat. Every hardship becomes another stone paving the road to your destiny. Divine direction is not something that falls from the sky without cause. It is activated by the clarity of your desire and the definiteness of your purpose. It speaks not to those who sit idly waiting for miracles, but to those who declare with boldness, "This is who I am. This is what I will achieve. This is the life I will build." In this declaration, you set into motion a series of events and alignments that no outside force can fully explain, but every great achiever has experienced. The universe respects clarity. It rewards decisiveness. It cooperates with those who have the courage to decide and the discipline to persist. The clearer your purpose, the stronger the signal you send to life itself, and the stronger the response you receive in return. Indecision, doubt, and hesitation are the languages of failure. Certainty, faith, and definiteness are the languages of success. No man can serve two masters. No man can pursue two conflicting desires and hope to achieve either. To attempt to chase multiple dreams is to ensure the death of them all. Pick your purpose. Declare it boldly. Commit to it with every fiber of your being. Let no temporary defeat sway you. Let no mocking voice distract you. Let no fleeting hardship convince you to abandon your post. Those who leave their mark upon the world are not necessarily the most talented, the most fortunate, or the most privileged. They are the ones who decide early and clearly what they intend to accomplish, and then refuse to be moved from that decision. They plant their flag deep into the soil of their destiny and proclaim to the heavens and to the earth that they will not be denied. Temporary defeat is one of the most misunderstood forces in life. To many, it feels like the end of the road, the closing of the door, the undeniable proof that their dreams were foolish. They meet defeat and bow their heads in surrender, never realizing that defeat was never meant to destroy them, only to instruct them. It was never meant to be a tombstone, but a stepping stone, a temporary pause, a signal to adjust the plan and not abandon the goal. Every man or woman who has achieved anything of lasting value has met defeat not once, but countless times. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail permanently is simple. Those who succeed understood that defeat was never the final verdict. They understood that defeat is merely a teacher in disguise, a wise mentor cloaked in hardship, sent not to break their spirit but to strengthen it. It is in the moment of defeat that true character is revealed, and it is in the response to defeat that future success is forged. Temporary defeat is life's way of asking, are you serious? It tests the depth of your desire. It tests the authenticity of your commitment. It tests whether your dream is a passing whim or a life-defining mission. Those who are only half committed crumble under defeat's pressure. Those who have built their dreams upon shallow foundations abandon them at the first sign of trouble. But those who have decided in the depths of their souls that they will not be denied, those who have burned the bridges behind them, those who have made success their only acceptable outcome, these individuals rise after every fall, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. Failure only becomes permanent when you accept it as final. Until you accept it, it remains merely temporary. It is a setback, not a sentence. It is a challenge, not a condemnation. It is an invitation to grow, to refine your approach, to build a new strength that would have remained dormant without the test. Without temporary defeat, there is no need for resilience. No opportunity to develop the tenacity that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. You must see defeat as a message, a coded signal that something in your approach must change. It may be a flaw in your plan, a weakness in your preparation, or a gap in your knowledge. It may be an indication that the timing is not yet right, or that a more profound internal transformation is necessary before the outer goal can be reached. But it is never a signal that you are unworthy. It is never a decree that you must give up. Temporary defeat is the universe's method of refinement, not rejection. There are riches hidden in defeat that cannot be found in easy victories. There are lessons buried in loss that no triumph can teach. When you endure defeat, you acquire a kind of wisdom that cannot be gained any other way. You learn the value of perseverance. You learn the necessity of patience. You learn the power of resilience. And these lessons, once learned, can never be taken from you. They become a permanent part of your character, equipping you for ever greater challenges and ever greater triumphs. Most people fear defeat because they have been conditioned to associate it with shame, with humiliation, with the death of their dreams. But those who achieve greatness recognize that defeat is not to be feared. It is to be embraced as part of the process. They understand that every defeat brings them one step closer to mastery. Every time they get knocked down and stand back up, they become a little stronger, a little wiser, a little more unstoppable. Temporary defeat forces you to examine your motives, to question your methods, to deepen your commitment. It burns away the superficial and strengthens the essential. It teaches you to separate what matters from what does not. It forges within you a steel spine and a spirit that refuses to yield. It demands that you ask yourself again and again, how badly do I want this? And forces you to answer with action, not words. The greatest mistake you can make is to interpret temporary defeat as evidence that you are not meant to succeed. Temporary defeat is not a sign that your dream is wrong. It is a sign that your dream is important enough to require growth, enough to demand more from you than you have given before. It is an invitation to step into a higher version of yourself, one capable of handling the weight of the success you seek. History remembers those who refuse to let defeat define them. Every giant of industry, every champion of freedom, every pioneer of invention met defeat so bitter it would have crushed lesser spirits. Yet they pressed forward. They adapted. They grew. They used defeat as a ladder, not a barrier. They treated defeat not as a closed door, but as a door that required a stronger key, and they set about forging it without hesitation or complaint. Temporary defeat is part of the price of admission for the life you dream of living. It is the toll you must pay to walk the road of greatness. It is the fire through which all gold must pass to be purified. If you would claim your destiny, you must embrace defeat as a necessary companion on your journey. The road to success is not paved with ease, nor is it lined with cheering crowds at every step. More often, it is a lonely road, a road marked by struggle, fatigue, and moments when everything within you screams to turn back. It is at these moments, when the night is darkest and the burden heaviest, that success demands its ultimate price, the determination to keep going when it is hardest. Anyone can move forward when the path is smooth and the winds are favorable. True greatness is reserved for those who continue even when there is no encouragement, no visible progress, and no guarantee of immediate reward. When you set out to achieve a great goal, enthusiasm will carry you at first. The vision is fresh, the dream exciting, the possibilities endless. But as the days drag into months, as obstacles mount, as sacrifices are demanded, a different kind of strength must take over. It is not the strength of initial excitement, but the strength of commitment. It is the strength of a heart that has decided it would rather break under pressure than give up on its purpose. It is the strength of a soul that understands success is not a gift, it is a conquest. You must anticipate the hardships, expect the trials, and prepare yourself for the seasons when everything seems to be working against you. This is not pessimism, it is wisdom. The more ambitious your aim, the fiercer the resistance you will face. Life does not hand over its treasures easily. It guards them jealously, releasing them only to those who have proven beyond all doubt that they will not be turned aside. It is a refining process, a proving ground, a crucible in which pretenders are separated from the truly committed. The moment when it feels hardest are the very moments that define your future. These are the moments when most people quit. They rationalize, they compromise, they tell themselves the dream was not so important after all. They seek comfort over conquest, safety over significance. But those who succeed understand that when the pain intensifies, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, when the reward feels a million miles away, they are closer than they realize to their breakthrough. The darkest hour comes just before the dawn. The greatest tests come just before the greatest triumphs. Success demands that you silence the voices of doubt, both from within and from without. You will hear the whispers in your mind telling you that you are foolish to continue, that you are wasting your time, that you are not capable. You will hear the criticisms of others, spoken or implied, questioning your sanity, mocking your persistence, suggesting that you accept a smaller life. But you must be deaf to doubt. You must be blind to fear. You must hold your vision so vividly in your mind that it becomes more real to you than the hardships you face. The discipline to keep going when it's hardest is not born of blind stubbornness. It is born of deep faith. Faith in the worthiness of your dream. Faith in the process of growth. Faith in the truth that struggle precedes triumph. It is the understanding that the pain you feel is not a sign of defeat, but a sign of progress. Muscles must tear before they grow stronger. Seeds must break before they sprout. Dreams must be tested before they are realized. There is no easy path to any place worth going. Every great achievement is purchased at the cost of endurance. Every legendary figure you admire walked through their own valley of hardship, faced their own nights of doubt, fought their own battles with despair. The difference is they kept walking, they kept fighting, they kept believing even when belief seemed irrational. They refused to let temporary pain rob them of permanent glory. You must train yourself to find strength in struggle. Let the difficulty sharpen you, not weaken you. Let the resistance build your stamina, not break your spirit. Every time you choose to press on when quitting would be easier, you reinforce the foundations of your future success. You strengthen your will, you condition your mind. You declare to the universe that you are serious about your destiny. There will be moments when your only companion is your commitment, when the cheers have faded, when the applause has died down, when the initial supporters have drifted away. In those moments, your decision to continue will be the most powerful statement you ever make. You will be telling life itself, I am not here for comfort. I am here for greatness. The struggle is not the enemy. It is the proving ground. The hardship is not a barrier. It is the gateway. Success has never been about who starts the race the fastest. It has always been about who refuses to stop running, no matter how long the race, no matter how brutal the course. When it feels like the world is pushing against you, know this: it is not pushing you away from your dream. It is pushing you toward it by demanding that you rise to the occasion. You were not brought this far to be abandoned in the wilderness of doubt. You were not given your dreams only to see them crumble in the face of hardship. Every obstacle you have encountered, every defeat you have suffered, every long night you have endured has been part of the divine preparation for what is still to come. You are being shaped, molded, tested, not to break you, but to reveal the unstoppable power that lies within you. Your purpose is sacred, and your journey is not in vain. Keep moving forward with the fire of definiteness in your heart. Embrace temporary defeat as the refining flame that strengthens your resolve. Stand tall when the burden is heaviest, for it is then that you are closest to your breakthrough. Success belongs to those who refuse to quit, to those who trust the process even when it hurts, to those who understand that every struggle is a stepping stone to glory. You were chosen for this path. You have been prepared for this battle. Now, rise with unshakable faith and claim the victory that is already yours by divine right.